Starting off here and handoff to Billy Carter, excuse me. I got confused with their old running back. Billy Carter getting the early handoff for Auburn, and they pick up 7. 2nd and 3 here from the 32-yard line. And Auburn going to come out in the shotgun offset. Handoff to Carter again, off to the left side. Going to turn it upfield, gets across the 40, spins around a bit, and then take it down after an Auburn first down.
And for Auburn, this is the key right here, to get the running game going, to establish a rhythm, and to get Griffin Jelkic in a spot where he can utilize play action.
Midline read, and Jelkic going to take it out the middle, but nothing doing there as he's quickly brought down by Richard Davis and Howard Cook, and they'll get no game.
Well, and Griffin Jelkic running the ball is going to play a role in that too. That is, Billy Carter has success, so too will Griffin Jelkic, and vice versa.
Shotgun here for Auburn, going to drop back. Looking to the right, that one is completed and quickly taken down James Matley. It's going to bring up a 3rd down on 3rd and 5. Auburn came into the game tied for 8th in the league, 44% on 3rd down, while the Texas defense was number 1 in the league on 3rd downs allowed at only 40%. Jelkic under center here, punch left. 5-step drop, looks to the left, goes over the middle and taken down quickly by Jimbo Smithers. And that's going to bring an end to the drive for Auburn, and they're going to have to punt it away.
Yeah, but it's impressive by James Matley to be able to hold on. He takes a shot there from Smithers, but in doing so, he's able to hold on, picks up a few yards, and that's going to matter on this punt to be able to help pin Texas a little bit deeper.
Fielded at the 16-yard line, slipping the first tackle is Scooby Lewis as he returns that one out 11 yards. And here comes Ray Tatum, 2-time Offensive Player of the Year, just was announced that he won for the 2nd straight year, although as you pointed out in the pregame show, he's thrown 10 interceptions over his last 3 games.
Yeah.
Going to be interesting to see what he does in this game, and if he's able to keep winning despite playing not ideally. Pass to the right there. That one almost picked off to start the game.
Yeah, the walk-on defender on that outside edge, that's David Miller. He's able to reach out there, get a hand on it, and Ray Tatum already living dangerously for Texas. It's got to be concerning.
Shotgun here. Tatum going to take it right up the middle, and Ollie P. Peters comes up to make the tackle. Going to be a 4-yard pickup there. Going to be 3rd and 6 for this Texas offense that comes in the league, number 1 in the league in scoring at 43.7 points per game, 1st in yardage. And they're going to see if they can convert their first 3rd down. They were 52% on the season, which also led the league. Pass over the right by Tatum. Threads it into a window, and Jackson James, All-American tight end, comes up with the catch and a first down.
And I thought that Jackson James coming into this game was going to be a difference maker. We know what Vincent McCoy brings. We know what Scooby Lewis brings. But it's Jackson James who, in situations like that, on a 3rd down, crucial spot for a drive there as always, and he runs that corner out, and Tatum finds him with such ease.
Pistol formation here. Teraj Walker going into the flat to the left. Tatum back to pass over the middle, but hit and not able to bring that one in is Jackson James, and it's going to be 2nd and 10, and Tatum starts this game 1 for 3.
He does, but Mark Callaway's the one who dished out the hit there. That forced the incompletion. We'll see what the play call is here on 2nd down.
Dropping back here over the middle, and that one is going to come up short. The marker, a 5-yard pickup there, so it's going to be a 3rd and 5, and we'll give you our first look of the green room, so to speak, as we see everybody in attendance here watching the game, and you're getting waves on the camera. 3rd and 5 here, dropping back. Tatum going to try to take off, but he gets taken down from behind. Jack Law, the first guy in. And now Texas will start their drive the same way Auburn, and they're going to have to punt.
Well, Mike, this is kind of what we thought this game was going to be, a defensive battle, but it's the opening drives. This is a heavyweight fight, national championship game on the line. In these first couple of drives, it's just both teams feeling each other out. What can we do? What do we need to adjust? What do we need to change to be able to make some of the plays that are necessary to win this game?
Punt away, taken at the 10-yard line by Cross Ferry, and he's going to get across the 20, and that is where Auburn will start their 2nd drive of the game. Want to say what's up to everybody in chat. N. Lars, Hunky Dory, Georgia fan, H. Cook, Clutch, Never Satisfied, 14R Davis, OK State, Shaq, and many others. Appreciate it, or we apologize we couldn't get to you on that one, as Matley gets hit hard and fumbles that one out of bounds. And a little tense in the green room there as Matley loses that one. Going to be 2nd and 4 here as Jelkic comes up in the shotgun, going to drop back to pass, looks to the left. That one is caught by Matley. He's got the first down out to the 44-yard line, and Auburn extends the drive.
Well, right now, Auburn's really relying on these tight ends, namely James Manley. 4 catches already. He's caught all 4 of Jelkic's completed passes here so far tonight, and he's making plays. Does so there, gets a first down, moves the drive after Auburn's opening drive, where it was a little bit more run-heavy between Carter and Jelkic.
Matley, 33 grabs on the season coming into this game, getting used a lot early on. Little screen pass on the outside, jumping up and making the catch is Matley, but he gets hit by Jimbo Smithers, taken down quickly, and it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, but Mike, we saw this in the semifinal game where it was Matley out in the flat, similar situation. Jelkic puts it top shelf, and when he does, Matley has to go up, make that play. Here, goes up, able to haul it in, but Smithers right there very quickly to make the stop.
Hand off here to Billy Carter, gets bottled up in the backfield, not able to make anything happen there as Howard Cook in on the tackle. A 2nd tackle for loss already here in the first quarter, and it's going to be a long 3rd and 12 for this Auburn offense.
And this is not where the Auburn offense really wants to operate. They've got Crossferry the third, they've got Bubba Davis, but the question is, against this Texas defense, do you really want to run that risk?
Pass deep to the left, got a receiver wide open. That was Crossferry, and he overthrows it, as that could have been 6 for the Auburn offense, but instead they're going to be forced to punt it away.
Well, and Jelkic had the arm, and he shows it there. But maybe because of the rain, he gets a bit of a difficult release. Maybe, Crossferry the third was a little sluggish getting going there. Whatever it is, not fortunate.
Scooby Lewis still fighting for it there and gets 15 on the return, so no points through the first 3 drives of the game.
No.
Kind of about what we expected.
Yeah,
though.
it was going to be a defensive battle. Now the question is, as this is Texas's 2nd drive, what does it look like compared to their first drive?
Pistol full house here for Texas. Going to hand it off to Taraj Walker. Trying to get to the outside. Gets bottled up quickly. Micah Myers, the first one, and then OPP getting in there. That's going to be a 1-yard loss, 2nd and 11.
Well, as we saw a week ago, running against this Auburn defense, especially in the first half, is really difficult. At halftime in that semifinal game, Ohio State had 2 rushing yards in total.
Shotgun here, 2nd and 11, dropping back to pass. Tatum going to his right, and that one's almost picked off. Leroy Sanders jumps that run, almost picks it off. And missed opportunity maybe there for the Auburn
That was 6.
defense. It's going to be 3rd and 11 here. Tatum back to pass again, going over the middle and off of the hands of Jackson James, and it's incomplete. And for the 4th straight drive between these 2 teams, they're going to have to punt.
Well, the rain now kind of making its presence felt. Some drop passes. Some of the hits are forcing these incomplete passes. And so, Mike, what we're going to see as we continue to play, how much more will this rain make an impact tonight? We might be in for a 6-3 game.
Well, we've seen some predictions of 6-7 overtime games. I don't know if anybody in the audience here has the stomach for that one. That one could be a little crazy. We've got some adult beverages going, and they might be gone by the end of that one, especially for one Matt Pack, who's here in attendance. Read option here for Griffin Jelkic, trying to turn upfield, and Jimbo Smithers gets in there to make the tackle after a 5-yard pickup.
So this is usually, by the time you hit the 3rd drive in any game for either offense, this is usually where you start realizing what's going to work, what's not going to work, and how you can really attack the opposing defense.
Jelkic back to pass here on 2nd and 5, goes over to the left. James Matley again slips a couple of tackles, including one by Smithers. And he's got a first down out near the 40 as Auburn moves the chains.
Well, right now, the reliance on the tight end by Auburn is something that Texas is going to have to figure out how to stop. Whether that's Smithers or somebody else, they need to get a body on him.
Pass out to the flat cross. Ferry will come up with the wide receiver screen, and he picks up 6. And right now, Jelkic living close underneath this, playing safe and not making the mistakes that one Voodoo Tatum almost made.
But what you're going to see with that later is that's going to draw the defense up like it is right now.
Jelkic dropping back, going to check that one down underneath, caught by Bubba Davis, who picks up 5 and gets the first down.
Yeah, so what you're seeing, again, because of the short throws, what that does is 2 things. Number one, there are a lot of throws to the perimeter on either side. And so what that does, you're going to spread out the defense, and you're going to bring that defense in so later Jelkic can take a shot downfield.
And off. Billy Carter right up the middle. He's going to run hard and pick up 5 as we get down to 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. And This is the closest either team's been to scoring.
And you know what? Spreading the passing game out to the outside like they have been, it's going to open up those rushing lanes for Billy Carter.
Jelkic back to pass here, going to the left. That one is caught. Bubba Davis again, who gets a first down, and the first trip into the side the red zone for either one of these teams.
And it's kind of been a tight end heavy approach, but we know what Bubba Davis brings to the table. We know what Crossferry III brings to the table. They are going to make plays later in this game.
And off to Billy Carter, and he gets wrapped up and taken down. Nowhere to run there as the Texas defense swarms to walk on Matthew Horton, get the tackle for loss, and it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Now you get that run, right? And so now as an offense, now it's kind of play action time, quick throw.
And off to Carter, stiff arms the first guy, then taken down by Howard Cook. A 1-yard loss there. Cook's 3rd tackle for loss already here in the first quarter.
And it's a long 3rd down now. So Jelkic, really just be careful with the football. You're in scoring range and can draw first blood here.
3rd and 11. And they want to get at least the 3 points here. Jelkic back to pass, 4-man rush. Steps up, throws it over the middle. Breaking a tackle, Billy Carter. He's going to come close down to the 10-yard line, but gets stopped just short. And it's going to be 4th and 1, and Auburn's going to go for it.
Well, if I'm Auburn, this is a difficult task. But if you're going to go for it, you're looking at one man, and that's Billy Carter.
Toss to the outside. Jimbo Smithers slips the tackle and gets the tackle for loss, and it's going to be a turnover on downs. No points there for the Auburn Tigers.
And it's a national championship game, so I can respect the aggressiveness. But in a game like this, you have to take points, I think, in that situation, especially this early. You don't chase points in the first quarter.
I don't know. I've talked about it before. No balls, no babies.
I get it.
It's a national championship game. You're the underdog. Why not take a shot at it? Auburn just didn't make it work there. Tatum back to pass here, standing around. Going to pass to the left. That one's caught. Scooby Lewis spins off of a couple of tackles, and we'll pick up 9.
Well, Scooby Lewis gets turned around, but watch what's going to happen once he does. As he comes back to the inside, he gets stood up as he spun around, and watch Chambers just come in and clock him for it.
Well, Chambers has had some big games lately.
Well, he's been playing well over the last couple of weeks.
15 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, a sack, and a forced fumble.
Yeah, I don't know where it came from.
In the win over Ohio State. Shotgun here, trips to the right on 2nd and 1 for Texas. And they're going to go midline read. Tatum's going to take it up the middle. He's got the first down. OPP there to make the tackle, but it's going to be a first down for the Longhorns.
And over the last couple of weeks, with some of the turnovers that Ray Tatum has had, he has had to run the ball a little bit more. He's had some great yardage with it, had some big plays from it, but it's been more effective recently.
Pass over the middle there. Spinning off a tackle. Scooby Lewis. Peters there to make the tackle, but it's an 8-yard pickup. That's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. It's been a big one. You're watching the national championship game of the CFSL here on PX1 Sports on Twitch TV. Start of the second quarter, read option here by Tatum. He gets hit hard as Ryan Chambers comes up to make the tackle, but Tatum's going to pick up 4 and get a Texas first down.
Yeah, they're going to run Tatum a little bit more against this defense. And you know what? It's been a little bit different. You don't always expect Ray Tatum to run, but again, over the last couple of weeks, he's been running it a bit more. He's been getting more involved in that rushing game, and that opens up a lot of different plays later and down the stretch.
Tatum in the shotgun here with the 2x2 set. Getting pressured, got to throw it to the left on the sideline. Vincent McCoy making the catch and picking up 14. And Texas putting together the best drive of the game so far.
Well, they are. And remember in the semifinals, Vincent McCoy was left all alone by the Oregon defense for a wide open touchdown.
Tatum back to pass here. Going to throw it to the right. Caught and stepping out of bounds. After a 3-yard pickup is Scooby Lewis, 2nd and 7.
Well, Ray Tatum doing a little bit of the Griffin Jelkic here over the last few plays outside of that shot to McCoy. Playing closer to the line of scrimmage with his throws.
And off Taraj Walker, counter play, got the first down out across the 30. Peters comes up to make the hit at the 27. And once again, another first down for Texas.
It is. They're putting this drive together. It feels like a scoring drive right now for Texas. But we saw in the semifinals, Auburn is really good as a defense inside the red zone.
And off Walker up the middle, and he's going to pick up 3 before he gets brought down there as the Auburn defense looking for a way to get a stop here and not fall behind.
At this point, if you're Auburn, you know that Ray Tatum over the last 3 games has thrown 10 picks. You're looking to force a turnover.
We're going to give it to Walker again, who's got good blocking. shrugs off Sky Taylor, and then picks up 8. And just a methodical drive as Texas keeps moving the chains.
He works his way down to the inside and shows a little bit of power there, removing Sky Taylor from the equation.
Tatum back to pass, throwing to the right towards the end zone. Caught, hit hard by Taylor, but McCoy holds onto it, and it's going to be a 1st and goal from the 1.
Well, if you're Texas right now, so you got down this part of the field, you've been running with Ray Tatum on this drive. I think you go back to that, run the read option, and let Ray Tatum finish the drive off.
1st and goal from the half-yard line. They're going to come out in an empty set. No backs in the backfield. Will this be a QB draw, or are they going to try to throw it? Tatum's going to pass, get pressured off the edge. Drew Grant can't make the tackle. Fumble, and it's picked up by Auburn at the 10-yard line, and we've seen the first turnover of the game.
And remember, that was in the prop bet that the Texas offense over under 1.5 turnovers, and there's the first one, and it's a crucial one. Mark Callaway and OPP force it, and then Micah Myers comes through to recover it and give Auburn back the ball and end the scoring drive.
So now Auburn needs to try to do something. They went for it
you
on
have to
4th
capitalize.
down.
You need points.
On the last drive, they weren't able to do it. They're backed up. They've got 83 or 87 yards in front of them before they can get a touchdown. We'll see what they're able to do here. Jelkic in the shotgun with 2 backs. Going to fake the handoff. Dumps it off, and then the flat to the left as the walk-on fights his way out across the 15 and a pick up a 3.
You go play action. It's not bad play design, right? You're trying to catch defense off guard. You go short, take what the defense is willing to give you, and this time it's just a short pass into the flats. And look at Tayshawn Thompson making 5 tackles already.
Thompson having himself a nice game so far. Shotgun 3 wide here for Jelkic. Got Carter offset to the right as they are taking their time, looking over the defense. Now they're going to hand it off, draw play. Carter up the middle, shrugs off the first tackle. Pluto Ross comes in there to make the tackle, though, and Carter's only going to get 1.
He only makes a yard out of that run, 8 carries, 15 yards. And he's been having some struggles this season running the football ever since week 1 when he went for over 100 yards and multiple scores. Here, Auburn's having trouble on 3rd down.
Drop it back, throwing it to the right, wide open on the outside, Jay Matley. And he picks up 20 and a crucial Auburn 1st down.
Mike, what is it you always say? When in doubt, corner route. That's what they ran right there. James Matley goes to the corner, and as he does, the blitz comes in against Jelkic, leaving Matley unprotected, wide open, and Jelkic hits him for the easy 20-yard pickup.
As we see in chat, Clutch saying we got 57 viewers. We appreciate everybody that's tuning in here for the Season 5 championship game on Twitch. That pass intended for Matley is going to fall incomplete.
And Matley was open, and it just looked like either Jelkic threw it too soon or Matley should have been more ready than he was by the time the ball was out of his hands. Either way, it's a wasted down, essentially.
Jelkic back to pass here, moving around in the pocket, getting pressured. He goes down for a sack. Texas's defense comes up big there. Horton, the walk-on, getting back there, and it's going to be a long 3rd and 17 here for Auburn.
And it's not ideal because now what you can do as an offense really becomes limited. Some of the plays that you can call become limited to be able to pick up 17 yards. They had the 21-yarder, but that's because Texas brought a blitz. I don't expect that they will on this play.
Jelkic back to pass here, getting pressured off his backside, takes a shot deep to the right, jumping up, making the catch, Jacob Hill picking up 44 for an Auburn 1st down.
Well, Hill stood out a week ago against Ohio State, had a big game, making some of these crucial catches here. It's an underthrown ball, but Hill is behind the corner, Terrence Top, who is up for All-American. And so as Hill turns back, it's a great job by Jelkic to put that in a spot where only Jacob Hill could get it. That is a big play for Auburn.
Just under 4 minutes and 44 seconds left. Handoff on the outside. Carter getting bottled up. Not able to go anywhere there. It's going to be a loss of 2. And as Shaq says, this doesn't look like a national championship game. These 2 defenses, though, are balling out and making it tough on the offenses.
No matter what you say and no matter what the critics may say about either team, these are 2 national championship caliber defenses right now.
That's 100% true. Billy Carter on the counter play. Gets around the edge. Got a blocking downfield to the 15, 10, 5-yard line down to the 1-yard line. Smithers makes the tackle, but it's going to be 1st and goal by Auburn. But if we remember back, Texas was just in this situation and fumbled the ball and gave it away.
They did, but here's the difference. That was with who? Ray Tatum. If I'm Auburn, I'm giving it to Billy Carter. 3 consecutive plays. And you know what? If it comes to it on 4th down, I go to him again.
I might give it to him 4 straight plays. Carter offset to the left. He's going to get the handoff. Goes up the middle, shrugs off Ross, but then taken down for basically no gain as Jakari June gets in there 2nd and goal.
Well, he goes to the inside there. Now, what we might see is Auburn setting that up. They might go outside with it.
Shotgun 2x2 sit here. Yelkic, read option, going to take it outside and into the end zone. Touchdown Auburn. Griffin Yelkic from 2 yards out. And Auburn has the early lead.
First blood is to the Auburn Tigers. And now what we see is this, the read option with Auburn. Because of the success that Billy Carter had, that 27-yard run to go down there, they set it up the next play, inside zone. Then you go to that read option. Yelkic gets to that outside edge, turns that corner. It's an easy touchdown. The question, though, is this. Texas now has to figure out how to respond, not only to the score, but to the turnover on the previous drive that set up the score.
Well, as we talked about numerous times over the past week or so, is the turnovers by Tatum. He turned it over on the last drive, and we'll see how he responds to that. He's been in this league a long time, announced as a new legend archetype coming to the league in upcoming seasons, starting with season 6, but he wants to cement his legacy here. He wants to win a championship, at least wants to have a good game and kind of erase some of those ghosts that have popped up the last few games.
And one of the critiques was whether or not Ray Tatum could win the big one.
Tatum stepping up, taking a shot deep to the right, but going to overthrow that one into the Texas sideline, and it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Well, look at who he was looking to, Ray Conley. Ray Conley, who up for Offensive Player of the Year, up for Most Improved, had 15 touchdown passes coming into the night, 1 away from tying the record.
Given to Taraj Walker up the middle, and he gets wrapped up quickly and taken down by Drew Grain after only a short gain. It's going to be 3rd and 7 now. Texas in danger of giving it back to Auburn.
They are, but the difference is that in this situation, Auburn got momentum, and they're trying to hold on to it.
Dumped off into the flat. Walker's going to step out of bounds and going to lose 1. So it's going to be a short loss there, 4th and 8. For Texas, once again, they come away with no points.
Yeah, and so as Taraj Walker on that wheel route tries to tightrope the sideline there, he ends up getting a little too close, steps out as Auburn was trying to swarm him.
Cross Ferry gets blasted by Jimbo Smithers there on the return, and still going to be good field position here for Auburn as they're going to start at the 44-yard line. Already leading 7-0 here, came into the game 6.5-point underdogs. And they've got the lead with an opportunity to add to it. Yelkic play fake there, standing in the pocket. Going to throw this one to the left. That one is caught by Ferry down to the 40, and a 1st down for Auburn.
Well, they got the route coming across, and so as Ferry works his way over to the left, Yelkic kind of moves to that side, and he's got to put that one on the dot because Howard Cook is there underneath in coverage. Could have gotten a hand on it. If he maybe lunged out and reached for it, he could have batted it away.
Let's say what's up to SD6 and Chet. Thanks for checking us out. I saw you before, but in the middle of the pregame was hard to say hi. Glad you're checking us out. Pass to the left there by Yelkic as that one goes out of bounds. See Yelkic 14 of 17 for 151 yards.
He's playing efficiently, and I think for Auburn to win this game, that's what he has to do is be efficient and don't turn the ball over.
2nd and 10 here. Play fake going over the middle. That one's caught by Davis, and he's taken down at the 32. Pickup of 8. And it's going to be a short 3rd down here for the Tigers.
And now when you get into these short 3rd downs, what you get to do as an offense, you get to do a lot of different things. You get to maybe run a slant route, maybe run a quick out route, or run it to the inside.
Read option here. Yelkic taking it to the outside, cuts inside, gets across the 25, taken down by Howard Cook. But it's a pickup of 10 and a 1st down for Auburn.
And as always, with this Auburn offense, with the wheels that Yelkic has, the way he can run the football with Billy Carter back there, the run and read option is always possible.
Well, he scored on the read option on the last drive. Going to go with the wide receiver screen out there, the Ferry, but he gets met and taken down quickly on the outside. Not much room to work as Dallas Green makes the tackle, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, they try to go outside, and again, that happens because you run that read option. What you want to do, you want to spread that defense back out, especially after a 10-yard run with a read option. You want to be able to keep the defense from clogging up those rushing lanes so that you can have more success, especially down here in the red zone.
I hear Adam is in chat, so I want to say what is up to Adam. Pass over the middle. Bubba Davis with the catch. 3-yard pickup. And it's going to be 3rd and 5 here for the Tigers, who are looking to make this a 2-score game.
And they could one way or another. You're well within Friar Cook's range. Don't feel pressured to make a play that isn't there. But they've got the receivers and the players to pick this up.
Jelkic dropping back here, going over the middle and off of the hands of Carter. Looked like it might have hit his shoulder pad, and that one's going to fall incomplete. And it's going to be 4th down, and Auburn's going to try the field goal here. Friar Cook coming on for the 34-yard attempt from the right hash. That one is up and pushes it wide to the right. No good, and no points on that drive for the Tigers.
Well, we talk about the rain playing a factor in throwing the ball, running the ball, catching the ball. We never really talk about how the weather conditions can play a role on kickers.
Shotgun here for Tatum, moving around, getting pressured, sacked, and taken down for a 6-yard loss. Drew Grin and Mark Calloway getting in there, and it's going to be a long 2nd and 16 as we approach a minute to go in the first half.
And as pointed out, the missed kicks by Oregon hurt them in the semifinal round.
Nice run there by Taraj Walker to do what he can to pick up 2. But Auburn's going to take a timeout as they feel like they got an opportunity to get the ball back here. Want to give a shout out to Russell, who's subbed or gifted a sub to Grin. Also saw, I believe it was Jimbo subbed earlier. 14 yards there on that run by Taraj Walker, but they're going to come up just short. And Texas going to punt it away here with a minute to go.
Could we see our first punt return for a touchdown by the All-American returner, Cross Ferry III?
Cross Ferry, the All-American, announced earlier tonight, going to field it at the 33-yard line. Tries to get it outside, but Jimbo Smithers lays him out, and no kick return or punt return touchdown there.
Yeah, probably not going to happen when you have Jimbo Smithers fielding it, but I will say at this juncture, under a minute, 1 timeout remaining. And for Auburn, this is pretty much a crucial drive. You want points. Doesn't matter if it's a field goal or if it's 6.
1st and 10 from the 40. Jelkic dropping back to pass. Going to take a shot deep to the left. Jumping up. Oh, it's picked off by Terrence Top at the 25. And Texas has their first turnover of the game.
And this could be disastrous for Auburn. And the reason I say that is because Terrence Top had a couple of interceptions the last time Auburn played Texas. And it was on plays like this. 50-50 ball, but Jacob Hill's not the guy you want to go to. Cross Ferry III was the target in those matchups, and Terrence Top had it locked down.
Yeah, they took a shot at the 4-star corner, and he comes up with a big play there. Tatum dropping back to pass here, going to go over the middle. That one's caught by Jackson James, the All-American tight end, who picks up 7. And they take their second timeout with 44 seconds to go.
And that's kind of a setup play. Watch Ray Tatum here wind up for a shot downfield, probably in the direction of McCoy.
Taking a shot deep over the middle, and that one is picked off. Max Hands comes away with that one at the 25, comes back across the 40, out at the 44-yard line, and the second turnover of the night for Ray Tatum.
Well, Tatum went in the direction of Vincent McCoy, and it's a shot much like what Griffin Jelkic took, but Max Hands is in perfect position to make the play. Gets a nice run back on it too. So now 34 seconds, 1 timeout left. Jelkic can drive down into field goal range and turn the reins over to Friar Cook.
Auburn's been looking for score to make this a 2-score game. Weren't able to do it on the last drive as they missed the field goal. Jelkic back to pass here, taking a shot deep to the left, diving catch. They went back to Hill, and he makes the grab down inside the 20.
And they go with a big shot play there. Now they're going no huddle, up tempo, trying to take advantage and get a shot into the end zone.
Receiver coming in motion, adjustment made. Jelkic going to drop back to pass. Stepping up, taking a shot over to the right, and that one is picked off by Texas as Tayshawn Thompson, I believe, is who got that one. No, that was Jakari June picking that one off. Came up with a big play earlier, and Texas has got the ball back with 18 seconds to go.
So what we've seen so far is Auburn come up with a turnover, put 6 on the board. From then on, they have traded interceptions.
Hasn't been much going on here. Handoff to Taraj Walker, trying to find some room out there. OPP coming up with the tackle after a 7-yard pickup, and that's how we're going to head to the half. 7-0 at the half. We saw the first game of the playoffs between Auburn and Washington. That was a low-scoring game. We got another one here, and defense is the name of the game so far.
It is, and I think what you're going to see is the offenses try to pick up a little bit in the second half. As the defenses have stood up over the last really the last few weeks, and not just by Auburn or by Texas, but by everybody. All the defenses have come out to play for the postseason, and that really happens pretty frequently a lot of times that you see, one side of the ball will elevate their play as they go into the postseason, teams maybe that you didn't expect to do so. And here right now in the midst of the national championship game, amidst all the rain and the weather, it's become a defensive showdown.
Well, and it's something that we kind of expected. We weren't
Right.
sure. Texas's offense, #1 in the nation, struggling right here. And Tatum, again, is
He's turned the ball over twice.
He's turned the ball over twice. He fumbled it at the
12
1-yard
games.
line. Then he threw an interception. Now Auburn's turned it over twice.
Yeah.
So it really has been a story of the defenses as these two teams trying to figure it out. The rain is probably
Right.
playing a role in it, but I know it's not making it easy on anybody. We've had some live shots of the viewing room, and mostly Auburn fans here have been going crazy. We were hoping to be supported by some more Texas players, but they weren't able to make it down. But it's a tense, tight game.
It is.
And it could be one of those. We thought coming in, Tom Pence was sitting with us earlier, where we talked about it could be one of those games where it's the last play of the game, and the way it's playing out right now, it definitely looks that way.
And it's not only that I think that it's going to come down to the last play of the game, but I think it's one of those situations because of the way the defenses are playing. What's going to be that big play?
Or who's going to be the big player?
Right. And so in that first half, it was the fumble recovery by Micah Myers that set up the long drive. And then the 27-yard run by Billy Carter really set up that touchdown for Griffin Jelkic. Those were two big plays. Then you saw the shot to Jacob Hill, put them in field goal range. Fryer Cook couldn't nail it, or they turned it over the subsequent play, I should say.
Right.
But, I mean, those situations where it's the big play, who's going to make that play to be the difference maker in this game? And who's going to be that guy for Texas? Right now we've seen Ray Tatum try to make some plays. He's turned the ball over twice. We haven't seen anybody from the defense really stand out. We've seen Jakari June get a pick.
Jimbo Smithers has had a good game.
He's having a good game.
Doing what he
but
does.
Is he going to be the difference in this game? That's going to be the question. And I think you have to look to some of the 3-stars. James Matley got involved really early on for Auburn. You got Jakari June, who's a corner out there, comes up with that interception to end the half and prevent a scoring drive for Auburn, to prevent Auburn from going up by 2 scores. Who's going to be that guy that makes that play? Who's going to be that difference maker for either team in the second half? I don't have that answer, but that's really going to be what decides who wins and who loses this national championship.
They say that big-time players make big-time plays in big games.
Yeah.
And, right now we got Jakari June has come up with one. Max Hands came up with one. Micah Myers. And it's been a lot of unsung heroes so far.
It has.
We haven't seen the big-name players
No.
in this game step up. Will they in the second half?
Right.
We did see in that Ohio State game where Auburn looked like they completely be controlling their offense. They came back in the second half, took a 10-point lead. Auburn was able to come back and win it. Texas's offense, I think we all agree, is better than Ohio State. How comfortable is Auburn with a 10-point or a 7-point lead?
They can't be. They're not comfortable at all, and they shouldn't be against this Texas team. And you know what? In a national championship game, I don't know that you'd feel comfortable with a 20-point lead. Okay,
True.
We've seen those get erased before as
Right.
well. And so I think in a game like this, what it kind of comes down to, because of the defenses, the question for Texas is, do you really trust Ray Tatum to try and make those throws? He's thrown 12 picks in the last 4 games. He's averaging 3 picks a game.
It's crazy that we're even talking about that.
I know, and so
Going into the playoffs 100%, they say yes. They trust
right,
them now.
But right now,
that's a
you don't know.
question.
And really, this has been an issue. Starting with the Miami game, he throws 5 picks, and Ray Tatum, it seems like, has been a different player since then. He's been turning the ball over more frequently. It almost cost Texas a seat at this table last week in the semifinal game, or on Thursday, I should say, in that semifinal round. And the defense was able to overcome it. Can the defense overcome that for Texas tonight? Because on the other side of the ball, we've seen Auburn's defense can overcome whatever Griffin Jelkic is willing to put on the table. He's certainly done it this postseason.
Well, so far they have been able to, but you also have to wonder how long does that continue to go? And at some point, does that bite them? You also have to take a look at that 4th down where they went for it and they didn't get it. Is that going to come back to bite them? The Fryer Cook missed field goal. Does that
hurt
come back
Oregon
to bite
a week ago?
It
hurt Oregon on Thursday.
The missed field goals by Oregon. That came back to bite them. So we don't really know how it's going to play out. Both of these teams have things that they can look back at in the first half and say that might have cost them. We'll see how it turns out in the second half. We'll get ready to kick off here in the second half. Any predictions for us? Anything that you think we're going to see in the second half, or more of the same?
I mean, here's the thing. I will say this. Remember last week that on Thursday, I should say, the semifinal round, Ohio State, Auburn. defensive battle, very gritty leading up to halftime. What happened second half? The offenses came to play in that second half. And I think so what we're going to see here the second half, I think the offenses are going to come to play.
All right, we'll get back out onto the field for the second half as these two teams in a 7-point game about to battle or go back to battle in the second half. Auburn's going to kick it away to Texas as we get underway here from Miami. This return taken up the middle by Terrence Tompkins and out across the 25. And here comes the Auburn defense led by Mark Callaway. The All-American gave up 133 yards in the first half, had 3 sacks and an interception along with a forced fumble.
And a fumble recovery as well that set up the only touchdown we've had this game. And really for Texas, 133 yards in one half. Nobody believes that stat line.
Handoff here. Taraj Walker gets met in the backfield and taken down by Ryan Chambers, who gets his fourth tackle, first for a loss. And it's going to be 2nd and 11 for the Longhorns.
Well, he had a career game a week ago, or on the Thursday night game with Ohio State. 15 tackles, 4 tackles for a loss, a sack, a forced fumble.
Auburn definitely needs them to step up. I think if they want to win this game, jumping up, picking that one off is Chambers right on cue at the 30, 20, taking that one into the end zone. Touchdown, Auburn on the pick 6 from Ryan Chambers. And the Tigers have taken a 13-0 lead.
Well, you were saying, and Auburn knew it, they need somebody on this defense to step up and be the hero. And there, an air throw by Ray Tatum in the direction of Ryan Chambers, who has to go up and really twirl to haul this one in, and then able to run it back. And Auburn right now, from the first half, already in the second half, they've got momentum.
Well, we talked about it, Ryan Chambers being big. He comes up with a big play there, pick 6. He's been big all postseason, and he's got the Tigers with a 2-score lead.
And you know what happens, Mike? We talk about it. These are the stages where legends are really made, where heroes are made. We saw it with Giorgio Pepino in the Notre Dame game. We saw it with Kai Markson trying for Oregon against Texas in the semifinal round.
4 picks in 2 games.
And now the question is, who's that hero for Texas?
Tatum on the read option here. And he gets some yards up the middle, gets the first down. Sky Taylor, the first one there. And Tatum will pick up 12 to start the drive for the Longhorns.
And that's smart, right? You come out, you throw a pick to open up the drive, and it goes for points. You come out, you run the ball, try to get Ray Tatum in any form of comfort and rhythm that you can.
Raj Walker getting the hand off there, spikes through the first tackle. Will pick up 5 out near midfield here. And it's going to be 2nd and 5. Tatum, 3 turnovers in this game, 2 interceptions, lost the fumble. He's still got an opportunity to cement his legacy and make a comeback here.
He did that in the semifinal round, right, with Oregon. He threw 3 touchdown passes to offset those 3 interceptions. Will he find one here in this drive?
Tatum back to pass, moving around in the pocket, taking a shot over to the right, wide open. Taking that one is Conley inside the 15. A big play there for the Texas offense. And they've got a first down inside the red zone.
Well, he was robbed of his 16th touchdown reception, which would have tied the record with guys like Andre Guyan and Zaire Bradley. And then here, you know what? Tatum comes out and he responds in a big way after the pick. He takes that shot, floats it over to that right side. Now they're in field goal range, hoping to get their first points of the game.
Pistol full house here. Read option, Tatum taking it outside, gets hit hard by Mark Callaway and taken down after a pickup of 3.
Well, he got spun with this hit, and Callaway, he's a big hitter on this defense. 5 tackles, 2 for a loss, 2 sacks. He knows how to get into the backfield. We saw in the TCU game. He comes through on a 4th down and keeps Auburn winning that game as a result of it. He's going to be big here in this red zone.
Shotgun here, going to hand it off to Taraj Walker, cuts to the left, gets abused there by Mark Callaway, comes up for the tackle for loss, his 3rd of the game to go with 2 sacks, and it's going to be 3rd and 8 for the Longhorns.
Well, abused might be a bit of an understatement. I would say he got annihilated with that hit there. And now on this long 3rd down, Tatum's going to be looking at Jackson James or Ray Conley for 6 here.
Texas struggling on 3rd downs in this game. Tatum throwing to the left, caught, turn it upfield and into the end zone. Jackson James, touchdown Texas, as they get on the board for the first time tonight, and it makes it a 14-6 game.
Well, they go with a quick out route over to the left side of the field as Tatum works his way right. So it's a bit of a cross-body throw, but it's a nice winnow. Finds James, and then James able to sneak into the corner of the end zone there, and Texas, their first points of the night.
Field goal, or the extra point attempt by Gunnar Graham is good. So it's 14-7, just 2 minutes into this third quarter, and we wanted to see could Ray Tatum answer back. He does there, makes it a 7-point game. Got to start making the Auburn team uncomfortable again.
It does. I will say, though, here's the one issue I have for Ray Tatum that has to be addressed. Last week when he was turning the ball, or on Thursday when he was turning the ball over, he was responding with each turnover. He was putting up points with that. Here, he's got 1 touchdown for 3 turnovers. That's not ideal.
Well, there's still a lot of game left and still a lot of time for Tatum to cement his legacy as the greatest quarterback in CFSL history. Pretty much has already done that, but I think he wants to end on a better note than he's gone through for the first half plus of this game. Play action here for Jelkic going over the middle, and that one's caught by Bubba Davis, who's taken out down by Dallas Green after pickup of 8.
Yeah, and so now at this point for Auburn, this is their first drive of the second half, by the way, because the touchdown by Auburn came by the pick 6 that we saw for Texas to open the drive. This is a very crucial spot for this offense.
2nd and 2, midline read. Jelkic up the middle, spins off of a tackle out across the 35, and that'll be a first down for Aubie and the Tigers.
Do you think those mascots in the suits in this kind of weather, how do you think they feel?
I think they like it because it's probably
that's true.
Probably staying a little bit drier.
Man, they get ripe.
Handoff on the outside by Billy Carter, going to fight his way forward. Howard Cook will come up to help on the tackle, but it will be a gain of 3 for last season's leading rusher.
Yeah, not quite those numbers this season. Again, hasn't had a game of 100-plus rushing yards since week 1 against Michigan.
Wide receiver screen cross. Ferry gets led backwards a little bit, and they're going to lose 5 on that play. So what started off as a good series there, it's going backwards, and it's going to be 3rd and 12.
Well, he takes this odd angle. Notice how he kind of bubbles backwards to get to this. And so he's on line with Jelkic, but then he turns backwards a little bit, almost kind of like he got lost, like he got his bell rung a couple of times tonight by one Jimbo Smithers, and isn't quite sure where he's trying to go.
3rd and 12 here for the Tigers. Jelkic dropping back. Standing at the 25, got time, looking downfield. He could bake a cake back there, throwing it to the right, wide open, Bubba Davis out to the 20. Actually, that was Billy Carter out of the backfield. He picks up 48 out of the backfield and a big first down for Auburn.
Well, he's going to run this route, and he's going to work his way to the outside, sneaks upfield. Now look who's out there. It's Jakari June. And as Billy Carter sees it, it's scramble drill, turns upfield to get open. What's the scramble drill, you might ask? Shorter routes get deeper. Deeper routes work their way back to the quarterback. Billy Carter runs it to perfection, works his way deep downfield. Jelkic, all day to throw, finds him. That's a big play for Auburn.
Jelkic coming out in the shotgun here, 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Going to hand it off to Carter, going to take it up the middle, inside the 10, and he's taken down a first down run, and it's going to be 1st and goal inside the 10.
13 carries, 53 yards. Carter averaging just about 4 yards a carry, and then Smithers, 10 tackles, 2 for a loss. He's got to do something more here for Texas.
Shotgun 3 wide here. Going to go to Carter again. No, they're going to go midline read, but that one is bottled up as Pluto Ross gets in there for the 3-yard tackle for loss.
And a stand here by Texas would be a big deal, Mike, because Auburn with momentum and the big plays that they have been able to generate, to be held to a field goal here would be a travesty for the Auburn Tigers, but a sweet victory for the Longhorns.
2nd and goal here, shotgun, 3 wide receivers to the left. Jelkic goes over the middle, down to the 5, a pickup of 6 for Jacob Hill, and now it'll be 3rd and goal from the 6.
So you got Hill coming across the middle. Hill's had a big game, 3 catches, 85 yards. He had the big play earlier that got them down here once before in the first half, and now Jelkic, look at Bubba Davis for the end zone.
Jelkic rolling to his right, hitting Carter, gets down to the 2, and then taken down, not able to get into the end zone. On his 3rd catch of the game, it's going to be 4th and goal, and Auburn's going to settle for the 19-yard field goal attempt here from the right hash.
It's got to hurt Auburn because you get down there and you have all the momentum to get there, and this is what the result is.
That field goal is good by Friar Cook. 17-7 to score here midway through the 3rd quarter. And now Texas down by 2 scores once again is going to have to get to work.
And they're going to have to work fast. 3.5 minutes left in the 3rd. We've got a quarter to go, but the turnovers are hurting. And Scooby Lewis has got to be hurting after that hit.
Ryan Chambers coming up with a big hit on the special teams. So Texas will start this drive at their own 24-yard line, lined up on the left hash. Tatum coming out in the shotgun 2-by-2 set with his running back Walker off to his right. They're going to go read option. Tatum is going to take it up the middle, and he'll pick up 10, and they'll get a first down on the first play of the series.
And, Mike, let's discuss the story. Texas favored 6.5 points. Art Callaway, by the way, 7 tackles, 3 for a loss, 2 sacks. Big game.
Yeah, nice
Texas
game.
heavily favored. Auburn has never won a national championship game, but this is the second time in their history that they've been to a true national title game. Is this the one they pull off?
Play fake here for Tatum. Standing, looking, firing over the middle, and almost picked off. Ollie P. Peters got his hands on it, but couldn't bring it home. And it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Well, the rain's got to affect you in those spots, but that's a missed opportunity by the Auburn defense. That really could have been critical for Texas.
Tatum back to pass, throw in left, short pass out to the left. Lewis making the catch and stepping out of bounds. He'll pick up 2, and it's going to be a long 3rd and 8. And again, we talked about it, how much Texas has struggled in third downs.
And not only that, but the talk too has been just how good this Auburn defense has been in the postseason, and they're showing it again here.
Tatum back to pass, going to the left, short pass out there to McCoy, and they make the stop as Auburn is once again going to force a punt out of the Longhorns.
Now Mark Callaway drops Vincent McCoy with some major force. 8 tackles, 3 tackles for a loss, 2 sacks on the night, and Auburn gets the ball back with a 10-point lead.
Fielded at the 22 by Cross Ferry, takes it up the middle, gets out to the 33. So decent field position for Auburn. And how big would a touchdown be here for the Tigers?
It'd be huge, right? Because then you're looking at a 24-7 game. Now, there's time for Texas, but the pressure is on a Ray Tatum who almost has turned the ball over almost 4 times here tonight.
It could be the 4th quarter by the time this drive ends. Handoff there to Carter on the counter play, goes up the middle. Smithers is going to make the tackle there after a pickup of 6.
Yeah, they go inside, and so it's a great drive setter, and it sets the tone. You run that to the inside, and now what you can do, you can go to the outside zone, play action, maybe take another shot downfield if they want.
Play fake, thrown off his back foot, caught over the middle. Jacob Hill coming up with another catch, a 3-yard pickup. And it's going to be a short 3rd and 1 here for Auburn.
And it's a major 3rd down. I think in this spot, here's what you do. Read option as you would, and then let Jelkic make the decision whether or not to keep it or give it to Billy Carter.
We're going to give it to Carter, taking it around the outside. He'll pick up the 1st, out to the 45, but not much more as Howard Cook comes up for the tackle.
And on this drive, what we're seeing, Auburn continues to move the chains as they have done pretty effectively and efficiently here in the second half. 15 first downs in total for the Tigers.
Hand off to Carter again, but Jimbo Smithers getting into the backfield and taking him down for a loss of 3. You wanted to see Jimbo step up, and he comes up with a big play there.
And he's playing well. 12 tackles, 3 tackles for a loss. He is playing really for the entire defense, you would think, with that stat line, given what's happened here tonight.
Shotgun trips to the top of the screen, going with the bubble screen out there. Caught, no, not able to bring that one in was Bubba Davis. And it's going to be a long 3rd and 13 now.
Well, Zachary White does a great job, reads it. It's a bit of a man coverage setup there. And so as Jelkic puts it in a spot where Bubba Davis can get it and White can't, but White does a great job defensively.
Hand off with a draw play to Billy Carter. They're just going to play field position here as Cook comes up to make the tackle. And Auburn's going to try to pin Texas deep here, punting away from their own 45.
And Mike, that's not a bad thing to do if you're Auburn, because what you end up with in that spot, it's a 10-point game, right? And so as you make that play, you're playing field position. Don't try to force anything and run the risk of a turnover. Play field position and trust your defense, who has been stellar tonight, to maintain that lead.
Auburn's defense really has been. They've only given up 7 points here. We talked about the Washington game. They only gave up 10.
3 turnovers.
3 turnovers as well. They played, especially the first half, really good against Ohio State. Second half, Ohio State found a rhythm. But nothing going so far for Texas, although Ray Tatum's going to take off a run here. And he will slide after a pickup of 6.
Well, there's the Kingston slide to avoid Micah Myers. Wanted no part of that linebacker who is teeing off and ready to do so on Ray Tatum. That could have been another fumble.
There's a lot of guys. We've seen Callaway come up with a series of big hits. Read option here. Tatum slips the first tackle from Taylor and then brought down after a pickup of 10. And it looks like Texas trying to go to the running game to get something going.
And they're trying to go to the running game with Ray Tatum, who normally, I mean, this isn't a guy you'd associate with somebody who you go to the running game with when you need yardage and points.
Read option again. Tatum going to keep it himself, and he gets smacked by OPP, taking down a loss of 1, or actually a gain of 1, but he felt that one.
He did. OPP, by the way, 7 tackles, tackle for a loss, having a nice game so far. And if I'm Ray Tatum, I try to find somebody else to carry the ball on this play.
Last play of the 3rd quarter, assuming they get it off here, they will. Tatum going to run it again on the draw play up the middle. and gets taken down by Micah Myers. As we get to the end of the third quarter, Auburn up by 10. You're watching the CFSL Championship game of Season 5 here on PX1 Sports and Twitch TV. Start of the fourth quarter here, Tatum throwing it to the right, wide open. Out there is Ray Conley, who picks up 10, and it'll be a first down for Texas as we get the fourth and final quarter underway.
2 catches, 51 yards for Conley, and now Ray Tatum starting this fourth quarter down 10. You've got to come up with a touchdown this series.
Pass over to the left, wide open out there is Walker, who's going to head upfield. He'll pick up 6 before OPP makes the tackle, and it'll be 2nd and 4.
And Micah Myers doesn't do a terrible job there. You'd like to see him maybe play closer to the inside there with that, but he sets the edge, and in doing so, he forces Walker to the inside where the rest of his teammates are.
Read option here. Tatum going to keep running the ball as he has a lot in the second half. Will pick up the first down as Jack Law makes the tackle, but a nice 10-yard run there for Voodoo.
But Texas really running the ball here, and this has got to be very much of a culture shock for the Longhorns, given what they've done all season.
Receiver coming in motion, putting 4 out to that side. They go with the slant pass to the right side, and it's caught at the 20. Interesting little play there for Texas.
Well, quick throw, right? And so the idea is to get the ball out of Ray Tatum's hand. He has been under some duress tonight, and he does a great job there. Takes that quick throw over the middle, gets some yardage, and sets up this easy second down.
Walker goes out in motion. Tatum back to pass, going to go down to the right. Jackson James inside the 10, taken down by Myers and Taylor. And it's going to be 1st and goal now for the Longhorns as they try to cut into this 10-point lead.
They are, and so for Texas, you're looking again here for Tatum, Jackson James or Vincent McCoy.
Tatum back to pass, standing in the pocket, throws it over the middle. That one is caught, but not much room there. Ray Conley, 15 touchdowns on the season. They tried to go to him there, but not able to get in the end zone.
1 will let him tie the record for most touchdown catches in a season. 2 will give him the record.
At this rate, I don't think he's getting 2. Quick step, throw to the left, caught. Ray Conley ties the record with his 16th touchdown of the season, tying Andre Guyan of TCU. And Texas has pulled this game within 4.
He runs that slant pattern. And this is usually where slant patterns are run, and Tatum lucky to get rid of it when he did. He almost got sacked otherwise, but it's a great job by Ray Tatum. He's been under duress. He has been attacked tonight in the pocket, had to run a little bit more. Does a great job getting 6. Now the question is for Auburn, you really need to come up with a drive here and come up with points.
Well,
extend the lead that you have while you can.
And if you're Texas's defense, you need to get a stop here and give Tatum an opportunity for another score, as we see that one kneeled in the end zone by Cross Ferry the third. So Auburn with the 3-point lead, got 6 minutes and 14 seconds to play. If they can add points here, they come ever closer to their first championship in team history.
And that'd be big.
Handoff here. Carter fighting his way out across the 30 will pick up 7. And it'll be a 2nd and 3 early on in the drive.
And this is the quarter where if you're Auburn, that's what you like to see. Billy Carter, 7-yard run, 8-yard run, 6-yard run. Those runs that chew up clock and pick up yardage.
And wear down the defense. Jelkic back to pass here. Blitz coming, going over the middle. Hill makes the catch, picks up the first, out to the 38. And the Tigers move the chains.
That was a voodoo play right there. Jacob Hill pulling some voodoo, makes a grab, gets around the defender, and then turns upfield to get the first down.
Shotgun split backs, 3 wide. Play fake, taking a shot to the left, but overthrown by Jelkic onto the Auburn sideline, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, he had Ferry getting past Terrence Thompson, or Terrence Top there on the outside. Downfield, wide open. Jelkic just has a little more patience. That's 6 points.
Ferry coming in motion, setting up inside of Hill. And they're going to run a halfback screen. They give it to Billy Carter, who's got 1 block, but then Jakari June comes up to make the tackle after a pickup of 5, and it's going to be a crucial 3rd and 5 here for the Tigers.
Yeah, but they get half the yardage that they needed, and now on this 3rd down, OPP's in the backfield.
And go back to the halfback screen, and Jelkic just throws that one away, and a big stop there for the Texas defense. And they'll get the ball back with 5:21 to play and an opportunity to take their first lead of the game.
And they just scored on the previous drive. So Texas has a little bit momentum as an offense. They feel like they found a rhythm. The problem is this Auburn defense They gave up one on that last drive. Will they here on this one?
They've been tough. Ryan Chambers coming up with the tackle there on the punt return. There you take a look at these two defenses who have been incredible. 4 interceptions between the two teams. Auburn forced a fumble. They've got 3 sacks to 1 for Texas. Got a 17-14 game here with less than 1 quarter to play. Ray Tatum in the shotgun here, 2x2 set. Will drop back to pass, standing at the 20, moves around, throws it underneath. Caught by Scooby Lewis and then taken down by Peters after gain of 3.
Well, you got sandwiched between Callaway and Peters, but I want to go through a few. Let's go through a few sportsbook lines, shall we? Texas favored by 6.5. The over/under for this game, 60.5 points. We're not hitting that tonight
No,
for
it doesn't.
sure.
Well, unless we go to 7 overtimes.
Well, yeah, that's true. Not likely, though. How about this? The Texas offense, over/under 1.5 turnovers. That ship sailed.
Yeah, they went way over that one. 2nd and 7 here for Texas. High snap there for Tatum. Throws it to the right. That one is caught stepping out of bounds at the 36 with a 5-yard pickup is Jackson James. That's going to set up a 3rd and 2. And again, we talked about it. Texas has struggled on 3rd downs tonight.
They are, but at this point you can run read option because that's what they did on the last drive with Ray Tatum. We'll see if the Auburn defense can make a stand here.
Shotgun 2x2 set. Tatum back to pass on this 3rd down. Got plenty of time. Goes over the middle and off of the hands of Ray Conley. Not able to haul that one in. He just tied the record. He just tied the record for touchdown receptions. Couldn't come up with a short pass on 4th and 2, and Texas got to punt it away.
And the rain's got to be hurting, and you're giving Auburn back the ball with 4.5 minutes, and Billy Carter and Griffin Yelkich in that backfield, and they can run.
Cross Ferry trying to take that one back to the left side, but gets bottled up and taken down by Rogers. 4 minutes and 25 seconds left in this game. Auburn up by 3. If they could add a touchdown here, they come very close to putting this one away. If they get no points or even a field goal, Texas, they're still in this one. Hand off to Billy Carter, and he gets plowed there by Jimbo Smithers, taken down after pickup of 3.
19 carries, 72 yards. On the other side, Smithers, 13 tackles, 3 for a loss. This was a hard-hitting matchup. We knew it was going to be. And Carter going up against Smithers was going to be one of them. Whoever wins that battle, especially this late in the game, is going to determine the outcome.
Yelkich back to pass, throws to the left. That one is caught. Matt Lee shrugs off the tackle for Smithers and picks up 10 and an Auburn 1st down.
And we just reached the 4-minute mark in this game, Mike. And what that means for Auburn is keep doing what you're doing. Pick up yardage. Just worry about 1st downs. Don't worry about the scoreboard. Just focus on moving the length of the field and chewing up as much clock as you can.
Screen pass on the outside, and that one is picked off by Terrence Top, and he might take it all the way. He will pick 6 for Texas as the Longhorns take the lead midway through the 4th quarter.
And we wondered who that guy was going to be, and I guess it's Terrence Top. And now both teams have a defensive score one way or another. And that one, Mike, this late in the game, with the way Auburn's offense is struggling recently, that could be the difference maker, and it could be the last score of this game.
It's definitely a play that could have shifted the momentum permanently in the favor of Texas. We'll have to see how the Auburn offense responds here. They haven't played from behind this entire game.
No, they haven't, and that in and of itself is concerning for the Tigers.
Ollie P. Peters taking that one back to the 27, a return of 29. And now we got to see Griffin Yelkich has turned the ball over 3 times here. Twice the Top, once the June. You know, is he able to recoup or regroup, so to speak, from that and lead them down to a game-winning drive, or is he going to stall out here and give this game back to Texas?
And that's what's crazy about it, because against Ohio State, he threw 4 touchdown passes, and nobody could have predicted that to be the case. And he's not playing poorly. 2 jump balls, and then, you know, a great play by Terrence Top on a bad play
He started off hot, and second half hasn't been kind to him. Billy Carter going to get the handoff here. Goes to the outside, shrugs off a couple of tackles, shrugs off another one. Finally taken down from behind by Salras Baird, but what a run there by Billy Carter.
And that's a tone setter for Auburn. That kind of gets back just a little bit of momentum. It's not a lot, but that helps your offense and that helps your quarterback settle down a little bit.
Shotgun here, Yelkich back to pass, going to dump it off short under the middle. Brandon Davis, or Bubba Davis rather, spinning off of that one to pick up 9.5, and he'll bring up 2nd and inches.
Well, and he does a nice job, right? Coming across that middle in traffic. Great throw by Yelkich to thread it in there, and then Bubba Davis with a good effort.
Ball just across midfield here. Yelkich back to pass. 5-man rush, thrown out into the flat. Matt Lee not able to hold on to that one, and it's going to be 3rd and inches now for the Tigers.
Billy Carter incoming.
You would think.
That's the right call.
I mean, you would think. They're going to come out here under center. Haven't seen that much tonight. They will give it to Carter right up the middle. Great blocking there by the Tigers as he gets out to the 43 and a first down for Auburn.
At this point in the game, inside of 3 minutes, you don't fool around. You give it to Billy Carter. And, Mike, we might actually hit overtime after all if Auburn can score a touchdown here.
Well, and then Texas would need a field goal as it is a 4-point game. Handoff to Carter. Shrugs the first tackle, gets out to the 40. And a short pickup there before the Texas defense swarms.
And Auburn, it's a nice run there. You get those 2 yards down to about the 40. Got to play smart here. Just look for a quick, easy throw by Jelkic, but don't turn the ball over.
And off to Carter again, got blocking downfield. Goes to the right, runs over one defender. Finally taken down by Smithers down at the 26. And Billy Carter seems to be heating up here in the fourth quarter.
And that's the last possible thing that Texas wants. Billy Carter finally over 100 yards. Hasn't done it since week 1. And as Carter goes, time is ticking away.
And give it to Carter again, trying to go outside. Jimbo Smithers coming up with a big hit there. Going to be a loss of 2 on his 4th tackle for loss of the game.
I tell you what, maybe Billy Carter's getting hot, but Jimbo Smithers is playing hot. 16 tackles, 4 of which come in the backfield of Auburn.
Kind of performance you would expect out of a defensive player of the year,
Would,
two-time
exactly,
defensive
yes.
player of the year. Shotgun here for Jelkic, going to drop back to pass. 4-man rush coming. Stepping up now, he throws off his back foot. That one is caught, turning upfield. Bubba Davis, he will pick up 5. And it sets up a more manageable 3rd and 7 for Auburn.
It does. It's a nice little throw, and it's a nice little play call. Inside of 2 minutes here, Auburn has got to find a way to convert. And really, this point of the game, with time ticking away, this might be 4-down territory for Auburn because a field goal does you no good.
100%, it's 4-down territory. 3rd and 7 here. 1:40 to go in this one. Texas up 21-17. Jelkic back to pass. They're going to go with the halfback screen. Carter's got it. Tries to fight for it, but he's going to lose 2. And now it's a long 4th and 10.
And that is the worst possible thing for Auburn. You go halfback screen here, and normally Billy Carter can pick these up, but Texas plays it well. Jakari June got in there. This is a long 4th down for Griffin Jelkic to convert. And Mike, I'll say it, this is a ball game right here.
100%. This is the ball game here. Shotgun 2x2 set. Receiver coming in motion. Jelkic back to pass. Steps up. Takes a shot to the left. Wide open. Back to the end zone. Cross Ferry the 3rd. Touchdown Auburn. And they go up 23-21 with 1:15 to go.
And now here's where the pressure swings. It swings to the quarterback of Ray Tatum of the Texas offense. He's got 2 touchdown passes, but he's turned the ball over 3 times, has almost turned it over 4. And now the question becomes, who wins out? The legend of Ray Tatum or the Auburn defense?
Well, Tatum's got an opportunity here.
He does.
Assuming they make this PAT, is going to be down 3. All he needs is a field goal to tie it up, send it in overtime, a touchdown to maybe somebody like Ray Conley to set the all-time single-season record, and he cements his legacy here in the CFSL.
We've seen Tatum make turnovers. This might be a spot where Tatum makes one last turnover of his career.
Uh-oh, they're going to say you just jinxed it in chat. I know it's coming.
I'm just saying it could happen. We've seen it. Almost 3 turnovers, 2 of which have been picks. 1 was a pick 6. The alternative is Vincent McCoy gets lost, and that's a touchdown.
1:10 to go. You can see our viewing room here. High energy, high nerves, pass over the middle. That one is caught by Jackson James, who picks up 13 and a nice start for the Texas offense.
And they're trying to conserve those 3 timeouts, so they're going no huddle here.
Just over a minute to go. Shotgun. Tatum dropping back, going over the middle. That one is caught for a first down as Taraj Walker comes up with a 12-yard pickup.
Well, he's going dink and dunk, and the reason you do that is you're trying to preserve clock, but you're trying to make quick throws and not run the risk of a turnover so you can maybe set up an overtime forced field goal.
Tatum moving around, got to waste that one as pressure got through by the Auburn defense. And it's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 here as the clock stops with 55 seconds to play.
Well, Tatum does a nice job. He flips that over to the right side, gets rid of it, stops clock, 2 timeouts remaining.
Tatum back to pass here, 4-man rush, stepping up, throwing to the left. Short pass, slips off the first tackle, and then brought down by Ryan Chambers. Only a pickup of 5. Texas using their 2nd timeout.
And it's 4-down territory here for Texas. Game on the line.
Pistol formation, 2x2 set here for Tatum, stands at the 45. Walker going in motion. Blitz coming for Auburn, goes over the middle, caught by McCoy. He's got the first down out to the 34. And Texas going to keep this drive going.
Yeah, the clock will stop while everybody resets. But once they are, clock resumes. Auburn's got to be careful. Watch trips, top of the screen.
Tatum back to pass again. 5-man rush coming. Tatum's going to take off and run. Sky Taylor comes up to meet him. Going to be a short pickup there for Tatum, but more importantly, it keeps the clock going.
It does. But the question becomes, Gunnar Graham, he's got the leg as Texas looks to clock it here.
25 seconds left. They do clock it there, so it's going to be 3rd and 8. You got to expect they're going to take one shot. If they don't make it, it's going to be on the leg of Gunnar Graham to try to tie this one up and force an overtime.
And we saw Friar Cook miss one with the weather conditions. Will Gunnar Graham?
Halfback screen coming up here, but that one is sniffed out as the walk-on comes up with the tackle there. Mike Bell. And it's going to be 4th and 7, and we're going to look at a tie game here, possibly 48-yard field goal attempt here for Gunnar Graham, who was 10 of 11.
This is a game. Watch the clock run.
That kick is up, and it is good. Tie game, 24-24 with 6 seconds to play.
So we're all tied, and we have seen a national championship game like this once before, Mike. With 6 seconds remaining, we have seen the situation where Ohio State and Hawaii back in season 2, that national title game went to overtime.
It did, and Hawaii was able to pull that one out. OPP on the return here gets met by Smithers as the 2 dreadlock safeties tangle there. 2 seconds. Will Auburn take a shot here? Will they be content to go into overtime?
I say it looks like they're trusting the arm of Griffin Jelkic, and he's got the cannon. Crossferry the third, top of the screen's got the speed.
Jelkic going to air it out, sends it deep down the middle, got 2 receivers, and it bounces. Incomplete, and David, we're going to overtime here in the national championship game of the CFSL Season 5.
It doesn't get any better than this, and if you can't get fired up for a national title game like this, where there's defense and there's history and there's an SEC rivalry here, Auburn has never beat Texas, and this is in overtime. If you can't get fired up for this, I don't know what's wrong with you.
I was just about to say that. Auburn 0-3 all-time against Texas, has not beat them yet. They would love their first win to come here in the championship game of Season 5. Jelkic back to pass to start the first overtime. Going to go with the halfback screen to Billy Carter, but he gets met trying to fight through the tackle, and no gain there as a gaggle of Texas defenders make the tackle.
It's 2nd and 10, and for Auburn, you've got to be careful with the play calling against an opportunistic Texas defense.
Jelkic back to pass here. 5-man rush coming. Going to dump it off short out to the right. Hill makes the catch, but not going to be able to pick up much. Only a gain of 2, and it's going to be 3rd and 8.
Well, we've seen these plays. The throws to the outside where it floats and it sails, and Jelkic leaves that a little too high there for Hill. He puts that down there. Hill's able to turn upfield and get some more yards.
Jelkic back to pass. Throws to the right, wide open, making the catch, stepping out of bounds. It's James Matley, and it's going to be a 1st and goal now for the Tigers.
Down inside the 10. This is where Billy Carter, affectionately known by the Auburn locker room as Billy Ball, takes into effect.
I would suspect we're going to see Billy Carter a couple of times down here.
Or read option with Griffin Jelkic.
And he scored the first touchdown for Auburn, so it's definitely an option here. Billy Carter lined up to the right. Shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers. Carter, play fake. Jelkic moving around, looking for the end zone. Steps up, fires to the left, jumping up, and it's picked off in the end zone. Pluto Ross taking it down the right sideline, still on his feet, out to the 40, still going, 50, pushed out of bounds by Cross Ferry, and all Texas needs now is a field goal to win it.
They kick it, and it's a national championship, the first for Texas. And not only have we been in this spot before with both teams, but could Texas maybe, I don't know, screw it up somehow? We've seen turnovers. Look, I'll be honest with you, though. If I'm Texas, I line up Gunnar Graham and I just kick it. I don't risk it.
Well, we go to our second possession of overtime here as Texas gets the opportunity to start from the 25. They are going to run a play. We'll see what they do here. Tatum going to drop back to pass, looking for the dagger first, going to the left. Caught, but no hit, and the ball pops loose as Scooby Lewis not able to hang on to it.
Yeah, he can't hold on. Tatum goes to the outside, and I'll be honest with you. like I said, I just call Gunnar Graham out and I'd kick it. I'm not playing dangerously here.
And off the Taraj Walker trying to get to the outside. He's inside the 20. Hit hard by OPP after a 7-yard pickup, and it's going to be 3rd and 3.
It gets outside there, and Ollie P. Peters makes a play, and Auburn's going for the turnovers, whether it's a pick or knocking that football out of the hands of whoever's got it.
You could tell OPP was trying to make the big hit there and pop that ball loose. 3rd and 3 here. Shotgun trips to the top of the screen. Texas needs a field goal to win their first ever national championship. Tatum throwing back to the end zone. Caught out of bounds. McCoy tried to tap his toes there, but didn't come down with it. And now it's a 30-yard field goal for the ball game. Can Texas knock it home? Gunnar Graham coming on, only missed one all season. That kick is up, and it's good. And Texas takes home the national championship in season 5, an overtime game in which Texas fights from behind, and once again, David, they're able to overcome a, some would say, a bad game from Ray Tatum.
Yeah. And it's crazy because Auburn had momentum in the first half, and they went up 7-0, had a 10-point lead, and then it just kind of got away from them. And it wasn't really anything against the defense, but the turnovers by Griffin Yelkic are really what did in Auburn here tonight.
Yeah, the 2 picks by Terrence Hopp, including the pick 6, which really seemed to change momentum. Auburn really controlled the game for the first 3 quarters, but you know, Texas did what a lot of teams do, and they got together late, and Tatum was able to do just enough, so to speak, even though you know, he didn't have his best game. He does end his career with a championship.
He does.
So you got to give a props to him on that.
And it answers the question: who would win would Ray Tatum ever win the big one? And he has here tonight. But I'll be honest with you, Mike. The defense won Ray Tatum the big one.
Yeah, and for the 4th game in the last 5, Tatum overcomes a poor game, and the defense helps carry him. It was a fantastic game.
It was.
I mean, maybe the best game we've ever had. One of the top 2 games for sure.
And you know what? Both teams were worthy of winning that tonight. Not just the way that they played kind of coming into tonight through the postseason run, but really just the way they played here tonight. Both teams were worthy of a national title tonight.
It was, I mean, it came down to overtime, came down to a field goal in overtime, and the 30-yard field goal by Gunnar Graham puts it home, and Texas comes away with their first ever title.
They do, and all kudos to Texas. I mean, well done to knock off Clemson, who is undefeated going into Week 8, to have the first round bye, to be able to sneak past an Oregon team that
overcame a lot of diversity.
They had, and it wasn't adversity that you would think.
Right.
It was the adversity of turnovers by Ray Tatum, through 5 picks against Miami, through 3 picks against Oregon. And Texas as a defense was able to overcome every last bit of it in an ability to help Texas get to a national championship game and then win that national championship game. And all credit to Auburn as well. Their defense played fantastic. Their offense just, the turnovers just come back to hurt you. And in a game like this, turnovers kill you. And it very easily could have been the other way around.
Well, and Texas had quite a few turnovers himself, but Tatum was able to fight them off. Didn't make any late in that game, and Jelkic did have the touchdown late in that game.
Yeah, he did. And you know what? We talked about it before about how the missed field goals killed Oregon. Friar Cook missed one tonight, and that really came back and hurt.
Yeah,
late.
Well, we talked about it. Auburn went for that 4th and inches.
That hurt too.
They didn't get that one. They could have got 3 points there. Friar Cook misses the field goal. And
it's why I said earlier, you don't chase points in the first quarter, and Auburn did. And and it's a situation where, you know what, it's a little too soon, but you want to set a tone there. At the same time, it's too soon. You don't know whether or not those 3 points that you're going to get out of that drive are going to make a difference on the stretch. They made a difference tonight, unfortunately, for Auburn.
And like we talked about with Oregon, same difference there. I want to give a shout out to everybody who spent the money and the time, took the time to come down and hang out for CFSL Hangout 2019. We're going to wrap it up with a post-game party, and we'll party one more time before everybody takes off. But shout out to everybody in the league who joined us all season long, made Season 5 the best one yet, and I have a feeling that Season 6 is going to be even better. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Congratulations to the Texas Longhorns, our Season 5 national champions. We will be back on the air in a couple of weeks with the podcast, talking over recruiting and some of the other things coming up.
We might talk about this.
We'll probably talk about the game as well, and then we'll get into the offseason. The schedule is posted on the schedule channel on Discord. You guys want to see the schedule of everything coming up. Again, we appreciate everybody all season who has tuned in and supported us. We appreciate it. It's been a fantastic season and going to be even a better one next season. Hope you guys all have a safe and happy conclusion to your weekend, and we'll see you guys on Discord later on tonight, tomorrow, to get recruiting, the transfer portal, the coaches portal,
That's
all
a big
of that
deal.
going. So for David Roy and I'm Mike Peters, see you guys next time.